So I've often been asked, who are the greatest African teams at the World Cup? A lot to point out to Morocco in the last World Cup. They got to the semi-final. No African country had done that. Drawing 0-0 with Croatia in the group stage, beating the highly rated Belgians 2-0, beating Canada 2-1. In the second round, they met Spain. After it ended goalless, they won on penalty shootouts. Then the great Portuguese side, they beat Portugal 1-0, then lost to France in the semi-final and lost the third place match to Croatia 2-1. The highest by any African country. So a lot will say Morocco's team. But you know, most times in life, we don't see the foundation of a building, but we talk about how great that building is. Let's go through the most outstanding African sides at the World Cup, and the choice will be yours to pick the top 5. My name is China Ikwereman Acheru, and I'm Nigeria's #1 storyteller. So before Morocco did what they did at the 2022 World Cup, I'll talk about what Ghana and Senegal did. Ghana in 2010, that team that had the likes of Asamoah Gyan, the likes of the Ayew brothers, and the likes of Sule Muntari, they got to the quarterfinal and almost made it to the semi-final in that game against Uruguay. Now, between that Ghana team and the Senegal team of 2002, that also got to the quarterfinal of the World Cup, the team that had the likes of Aliou Cisse, like El Hadji Diouf, also they got to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. And I think that these performances also helped FIFA when the World Cup was expanded. They now gave Africa 9 slots in the current World Cup we're expecting. So those were great Africa teams. They got to the quarterfinal, but they were not the first to get to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. The first team that got to the World Cup quarterfinal was the great Cameroon team of 1990. The team led by Roger Miller, who is still Africa's top scorer at the World Cup. Of course, that team also had the likes of Cyril Makanaki, the likes of Emile Lumbo, the Big brothers, Kana Biik, Oman Biik. Became the first African country to get to the World Cup quarterfinal in 1990, also beating the defending champions Argentina in the opening match of the World Cup. I would also believe that the exploits of that Cameroon team helped FIFA to increase Africa's slots at the World Cup from 3 to 5 in 1998. But before Cameroon got to the World Cup quarterfinal in 1990, there was the great Morocco team of 1986, the first African team to qualify out of the group stage of the World Cup. That Moroccan team was in a group that had England and Poland. They beat Poland in the last, and also Portugal in that group. I remember their last group game where they won 3-1. Mary Cremo scoring 2 goals. They drew with England 1-1. That team had the likes of Aziz Boudabala, had the likes of Mary Cremo, had the likes of Mohamed Timouni. So they got to the second round of the World Cup, losing to Germany in extra time to get knocked out. But before Morocco in 1986, there was the great Algerian team of 1982 that had the likes of Nassereddine Drid, Lakhdar Belloumi, Rabah Maja, and they became the first African team to win 2 games at the World Cup when they beat Peru 3-2 and beat West Germany 2-1. Cameroon in 1982 also became the first African country to go to the World Cup and not lose a game. They drew all group matches, including the draw against the eventual winners, Italy. Then again, we go back to 1978. Tunisia. Tunisia beat Mexico 3-1 in their last group game and became the first African team to win a game at the World Cup. And many believe that Tunisian exploit at the time when Africa had just 1 team at the World Cup led FIFA to increase Africa's slots to 2 at the 1982 World Cup. So of all these teams, who will you pick as your top 5 most outstanding African teams at the World Cup? Let me hear in the comment section. My name is China Ikwereman Acheru. Nobody tells stories better than I do.